Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Monday the 29th of October 2018. I'm Darren Sinden and you can follow me throughout the day on Twitter by using @ds_Pepperstone. Right, let's kick off with a look at the overnight changes and price moves to be aware of. But as it's a Monday, of course, we'll look at these from a weekly perspective. And just one or two themes I want to pick up on here. First of all, weakness in both the euro and the pound sterling against the US dollar. The pound coming under increasing pressure as Brexit issues mount, down by 0.98% over the course of the week. The euro giving ground too, though, down by 0.59% against the greenback. But it wasn't all one-way traffic as far as the dollar was concerned. The Japanese yen fighting back and gaining 0.75% across the week against the US currency, and perhaps some of those safe haven characteristics coming to the fore in the Japanese yen at the moment. The Chinese yuan, however, that was still moving south against the US dollar, trading at 696.31 shortly before we recorded the video, change on the week 0.37% down and pushing ever closer to that key 7 round number. The Brazilian real was also a gainer, however, against the US currency, gaining 1.93% over the last 7 days, and we'll look at some of the reasons for that momentarily. Dollar index for its part trading 96.46 before we recorded the video, up around 0.47% over the course of the last week, cementing its position, I suppose you could say, above 96. Whether it can hang on to that in the course of this week remains to be seen. Okay then, what's on the calendar? Events that may move the markets today. A pretty busy calendar. I'll just flag that we have the UK budget report due out later today, and we'll cover that in a bit more detail momentarily. To come, we have producer price index data out of Italy for the month of September at 9 AM GMT, and that'll be followed 30 minutes later at 9:30 GMT by a raft of lending data out of the UK, net lending to individuals, consumer credit, mortgage approvals and M4 money supply data, all for September, all out of the UK. We'll also hear this morning from the European Commission as it releases its economic growth forecast, a look at the state of play in the European economy and what may be to come in 2019. At 11 AM, we'll hear from the Confederation of British Industry and their Distributive Trade Survey data for the month of October. And then we take a break until 12:30 when we hop over the Atlantic for core personal consumption and expenditure data out of the USA, and a raft of data being released here. And that'll be followed at 13:45 by a speech from the Fed member Evans. At 14:30, we'll hear from the Dallas Fed in their Manufacturing Business Index survey for October, another one of these widely followed and influential regional Fed surveys. There are 3- and 6-month bill auctions out of the States at 15:30, and then at 23:30 to round off proceedings, we'll have unemployment and job applications ratio data from Japan for the month of September. Okay then, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye overnight. First of all, Brazil has elected Jair Bolsonaro as their new president. The right-wing candidate won 55% of the votes cast and has campaigned on a free markets agenda. Meanwhile, UK Chancellor Philip Hammond will deliver his last budget before the Brexit deadline at the end of March, and that will come at 3:30 PM GMT today. I don't think there are too many fireworks expected, but of course the markets will want to hear what the Chancellor says as regards the UK economy as we head ever closer to Brexit. And Italy has escaped a downgrade by S&P, but the ratings agency says that the country's outlook is negative. Okay then, food for thought, something to take away with you into the trading day and beyond, and why not think about this? US equities have swung violently in recent weeks, but have moved lower overall. Bloomberg has recently highlighted that 3 key sectors are dragging the US stock market lower, and they are the home builders, the banks and the autos and components. All of these sectors are of course in some way finance related. Banks, it's self-evident. The home builders index obviously reliant on mortgages to some extent to sell their wares, and the auto makers reliant on car loans to sell theirs. So I think that's a very interesting trait in the market, and one perhaps to follow a bit more closely going forward. Okay, it's risk warning time. Please take a moment to read the risk warning. Trading CFDs and foreign exchange on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about those risks or the suitability of leverage products for you, then please do contact your Pepperstone account representative and do take the time to read this risk warning thoroughly. Thank you for your time.